Welcome to Mr. Mitsubishi YouTube channel. Covers a lot of all new PHEV stuff and all kinds of electric stuff as well. So today in this video we'll have a look at this. Not exactly direct competition, but it's still going to be interesting to look at comparing 2023 Outlander PHEV SEL trim level to this particular one is a 2022 IONIQ 5. It's a cool little car. I like it. The second I saw it on the street, I was like, wow, this looks good. I wonder what it's all about. And we're gonna compare interior and visual differences between them. There's few little cool features in this IONIQ 5 that I wish would be transferred to Outlander, but they're not. We'll have a look at those in a second. And yeah, so this is by no means a direct competition, but still very often our clients that have placed the deposits on the PHEVs and are actually buying the PHEVs have a different type of hybrid, plug-in hybrid, or sometimes full electric vehicle. So there has been many clients actually who have these cars that I want to trade in for the PHEVs. So we'll have a look at why that could be the case. And you know, if you're maybe thinking about going full EV on one or the other, this video might help you to understand like the size and interior differences of both vehicles. So fully electric, this one is going to give you about 350 some kilometers. This one is preferred trim level. This one is SEL PHEV, has official rating of 61 kilometers. In real life we can get a lot more if we want to. And price wise, I think this one was like 53,000. This was about like 56 or so. So sort of like similar cars. Yeah, right now let's have a look at interior differences first, and then we'll do the visual differences as well. Okay, and let's start with interior comparisons. And this car right here, so the Outlander SEL, obviously we're very familiar with this car too, you know, with all the subscribers that follow the channel. But if you're checking this video out for the first time, this is how the interior looks. We're gonna start with Ioniq, and then we're gonna move back into Outlander SEL PHEV. So let's go into this first. So I gotta say that this Ioniq 5 is bigger and roomier than I thought it's gonna be. When I first saw it on the street, I was like, okay, it's kind of like, you know, small little hatchback kind of car, but it's deceiving. It's it looks like small hatchback, but it's actually not. It's quite spacious and roomy. So we have nice door right here. I really like how this entire door is, you know, no matter where you grab it, you can open it. Hard plastic here, only soft plastic is where the armrest would be. This particular is the preferred trim level, so we have cloth interior. You don't have leather inside, anything like that. So interior wise, I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of these empty spaces right here, so I'd much rather have this like full console, so that way it doesn't look as if this would be some type of cargo van or something like that. That's the only part that I don't like. And it's not like you can put like bags or storage there, because then they're going to slide all over the floor and it's a safety hazard. That's something kind of disturbs your driving. So over here we have good amount of storage. That is a very good thing. So this one is a preferred trim level. It don't have the sunroof, but overall I gotta say I really like these screens, and I like how this you know, this part right here is white. When you turn the vehicle off, we can see the contrast, right? So but when the screens are back on, this gives you very nice luxurious feel. So has obviously the secondary screen as well. And if we look at this, here's a very cool feature it has. If you go on the EV range, this will actually show you if you turn off with turn off your climate control, how many more kilometers this is going to get you. So if you're you know, trying to target certain kilometers or range, you can actually see how you can extend it by that. So this one has the navigation as well. Very nice, easy to browse screen. And this primary screen, it's nice too, so we can change through drive modes right here. I wanted to turn the dial like Porsches have it, but this one is sort of similar dial to the way the Porsches have, but you have to press it, right? And then it changes from eco, normal, and sport. And This shifter right here is for drive and reverse and park. That's again another of those things that I'm not very big fan of, because it's not too convenient. I drove this car just a little bit. I really like the actual shifter. So same thing like with Ford Mach-E has the same thing. So you have the shifter, the dial right here, and it's just not convenient to use it in day-to-day you know, life compared to just actual shifter like the Outlander has. Overall, this part, it's quite nice. It's good button to you know, touch screen ratio, so to speak, right? It's quite nice for that part. So everything is you know, it's not your super smooth horizontal design as the Outlander has. We can see how you have these screens, and then this part, everything is you know, compartmentalized, and you know, it's just not kind of like, you know, one design, so to speak. Okay, now the second row, I like, by the way, how these door handles pop out. So if you unlock with the key, they actually pop out like this. It's more convenient than on Tesla Model Y and Model 3. You don't have to press anything. It just pops right out. So same thing, the second row, it's actually a lot roomier. Me being 6'2", I still have a lot of room there. And if I sit behind myself, I still have good amount of leg room. I say that again, it's very deceiving on the street. It looks smaller than it actually is. So size wise, super happy with this Ioniq 5, and I really like it looks. We're gonna have a look at the visual looks in a second here, and now we'll go and jump into Outlander PHEV, and this one is SEL. We have nice diamond stitching, we have beautiful seat texture, and nice thick steering wheel, and this is where we feel very familiar in. So horizontal design, we don't have that extra storage right there and there, so storage wise we have less storage here. This one also is an SEL, so we do have the sunroof. That part is very cool. Smaller screen, still we have two screens, primary and the secondary screen. Also have the navigation, but I wish now that I compare it to you know, the Ioniq, there would be maybe even a little bit bigger screen, or like more detailed you know, like the EV kind of like, you know, range thing or whatever, right? So we do have this chart, but it's just a little bit different. I think on Ioniq it just looks this part looks a little bit more modern. On the Outlander, I really like this screen right here. Like, that one looks like $1,000,000. It's still one of my favorite things on all vehicles. Good size, good information, good quality screen. So, and the Outlander has drive, you know, for the shifter for drive, which I find to be the most convenient thing if we have actual drive for you know, shifter for drive, reverse and neutral. And obviously this one is like super old control compared to that one is just a front wheel drive. So one pedal, like there's a lot of good things going for Outlander. I think why it's overall a better pick. Not gonna go into those details right now in this video. Is just to show like a visual difference between the Outlander and Ioniq 5. So there we go. Let's have a look, another quick look at the Outlander, then Ioniq 5, and then we'll do the visual comparison as well. So this is Ioniq 5 again. I really like that white screen right there. This is loudspeaker here. Very cool. Steering wheel, flat bottom steering wheel. Very kind of like simple, minimalistic design. So okay, there we go. Now let's do the visual. Okay, and here we have the front comparison. Like I said, this is deceiving car. It looks small on the street, but it's actually quite big. And if we look at, I haven't looked at the technical specifications online, but you know, the front almost looks wider than on the Outlander, and the car itself, it also looks wider. So Ioniq 5, to me at least, looks wider. Maybe somebody has looked into technical specification, and you can leave a comment if that's the case. But you know, we can see how it's like squished down. It's lower than the Outlander, but it's wider. So that's somehow like, it also doesn't have like ground clearance, and you know, you take all that space and you kind of like, you know, play around it with a little bit different. But visually we can see how Hyundai has this, you know, clean horizontal lines versus the Outlander has the dynamic shield. And overall, of course, much different design cars, but this one here just gives you the perspective how it looks. I gotta say, Ioniq 5, I really like that looks. It looks modern, futuristic, like an electric car, but it's not made, you know, ugly like some electric cars. So great job Hyundai on that. Yeah, right now let's have a look at the side comparison and then the rear. Here we have side comparison. So side by side, Ioniq versus Outlander PHEV. Style-wise, they're totally different cars, and this is, I'd say, where the Outlander looks bigger than the Ioniq. Wheels, they look the same size. They design, I like this sharp lines that are going on the Ioniq, how they kept that sharp line design throughout the vehicle. And Outlander is just always looks like $1 million, one of the best looking SUVs of all times, I would say. So we can see how ground clearance, you know, it's a little bit lower to the ground than the Outlander. Outlander has one of the highest ground clearances in industry, so you can you know, clear some pretty good rocks and everything else that you have, even if you're like off-roading a little bit, right? And then this one has, you know, Outlander's proper SUV, you have the roof rails and everything else, but this one here, you know, it's it does look smaller from this perspective. It is a smaller car, but it's also lengthwise, Outlander is longer than the IONIQ5. We can see totally different design, and not much else to compare here. So let's go back to comparing the back of the vehicle. And here's the rear comparison. So same thing, it does look wider, at least from the bottom part right here, than the Outlander, at least visually. Again, if somebody has looked into specs to confirm it, leave a comment. Visually, I really like these, like, you know, clean lines on the IONIQ5 and very big rear view window as well. We could see that, you know, let's have a look at the cargo space, because a lot of people will be interested in the cargo space. So this one has good amount of space. I would say visually looking probably a little bit less. The Outlander is a little bit longer this way, but you know what, it's surprisingly big for what it is, how it visually looks. And obviously this one is 7-seater, this one is not, so Outlander, I'm sure, does have, by the looks of it, at least visually, bigger trunk space. Also, this one is just a manual close for this trim level, but I really like these lights, and this part, IONIQ5, looks really cool. Outlander, of course, we're here huge fans of the Outlander, love the car. Both have this lower spoiler part to emphasize the sporty looks. Both have spoilers, wide windows right here. So there we go. We just checked out this IONIQ5 versus Outlander PHEV looks. Sometimes people choose between electric cars and plug-in hybrids. So if you're maybe thinking one or the other, I hope this video helped you somehow. So there we go. Thank you so much for checking this video. See you next time.